Hey, good morning, everybody. Sunday morning here. We're getting an early start to the day, getting ahead of the masses, getting a head start on Monday before the masses get ahead of us. We ain't gonna let that happen. So some of you know we've been producing some of these marketing training videos, how we like to do things, dual purpose strategy, trying to be helpful to some of you in the field that might want to take a look at some different avenues of possibility of doing things, and also expressing to the consumers that we do like to do things a little different than some of the big corporations that teach us how to do things in a little different manner. They don't seem to like my videos too much. They don't subscribe to my way of thinking. I like to use a lot of metaphors. For example, all of you people in the business have heard this one. Hard to stop a train. Oh, it's hard to stop a train, they like to say in the industry, those train people. Now, this isn't to drag train through the mud here. This is on the contrary. I'd like to talk about my experience with train. It was, I learned a lot when I was a train dealer. You know how they do. We got a phone call years ago from one of the TMs, best TM I ever used, territorial manager. For some of you might not know what that is. That's a salesperson that helps us in our business, kind of a go between the factory and the contractor as we buy equipment and bring it to the consumer, the homeowners, and they help us with a lot of different things. They're great people, most of them. This particular one was awesome. One of my best TMs I ever worked with. Unfortunate when he left, when he went to do other things, that my train account kind of pittered down after that, because it's just not about the product. It's not about the name, the name on the door of a product. It's about the people you're working with. And like I said, we did learn a lot when we were working for Train. They flew us down in there to Colorado to do some of these boot camp trainings, and we did a lot of this seminar business, learning how to sell up, sell high, go into the customer's home, really put on a good show, ask the questions, a 2-hour, presentation with a lot of value involved in it. Learning the customer's needs, what if they have allergies, if they have dry, itchy skin. We want to hook those homeowners up with the highest end, best system we could possibly do. All the high end equipment, the highest end equipment. We've got the air cleaners, the steam humidifiers, the active tech, germicidal lights. We've got all of it. And if we can go in there and get our numbers up and sell, $20,000 systems instead of $10,000 systems or $5,000 systems, that's obviously going to be beneficial for us, right? And it sure is. But I got to tell you, I just don't like some of the methods they use to go in there. I think some of these corporations are a little bit out of touch with reality, some of these salespeople. The one thing that really stood up and kind of made the hair stand on the back of my neck when I was sitting in one of those seminars, and they brought out an episode, a workshop, and they were doing a segment on utility bills and financing, getting the customer finance for the high $20,000 system, and they were making a claim that we could actually save enough money on our utility bills. We could finance a system for a customer, and we could save them enough money on their utility bills to actually make the payment on the loan. And I just didn't buy into that, and I just, that was quite a few years ago, about 10 years ago, when I was in that particular class, and at that moment, I just decided that, there's a lot of good stuff in here we're learning, but I just don't want to use most of it. I just want to go in there and I look the customer straight in the eye and tell them the truth when they ask me, is it going to make much difference? Why would I want to go to a 16-seater air conditioner of a 14 SEER might do just as well? And my answer is it certainly will do just as well. You're going to save a little bit on your utility bill, and it's not that much. It's really not that much. You're going to have to go all the way to 21 SEER. You're going to have to spend thousands of extra dollars to save $20 on your utility bill. And if you live in Arizona, Las Vegas, something like that, sure, you bet. Go big on the air conditioner. You're going to be running that thing almost all year long. And where we're at up here in Utah, I like to recommend they go big on the furnace, mid-grade air conditioner. And if you're putting this stuff on a credit card and going into debt for it, it just makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck to consider these people teaching us to go out here and encourage people to go into debt, $20,000, $15,000 in debt on a system when they could get by with $5,000, $6,000, or $7,000. So that's my 2 cents on the word. And I can see some of you are scowling at me right now. I know that you just don't like my message, but I only got one thing to say. Have a great day.